I would say our prime philosophy that what makes us different from a lot of other companies is we really put an emphasis on where we believe tax rates are going to be down the road, even 10 years from now. We believe that due to unfunded obligations for Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, interest on the national debt, the fact that the national debt is growing and compounding year over year, it's projected to be $40 trillion by 2030. We believe that all of these different constraints on the federal government is going to force them to raise taxes, and not just raise them, but raise them dramatically within the next 10 years. And this is bad news for Americans who have done the lion's share of their retirement savings in tax-deferred vehicles like 401ks and IRAs, because they got a deduction on the front end, and they postpone the payment of those taxes until some point further down the road when tax rates are likely to be dramatically higher than they are today. So what we really preach is that recognizing that tax rates down the road are going to be dramatically higher than they are today, what are the specific steps that we can take between now and say 2030 to get those highly taxable 401ks and IRAs systematically repositioned to tax-free, so that by the time tax rates double over time, you could be in the 0% tax bracket. We think the 0% tax bracket is important because if tax rates double, 2 times 0 is still 0. So when you entered into your 401k or IRA, it was sort of like going into a business partnership with the IRS. And every year, the IRS gets to vote on what percentage of your profits they get to keep. Not a very good business partnership. So you could have $1 million in your IRA or 401k, but unless you can accurately predict what tax rates are going to be in the year you take that money out, you don't really know how much money you have. And so what we want to do is put you in a position where you do know how much money you have. If by taking advantage of historically low tax rates, you can get those 401ks and IRAs systematically repositioned to tax-free, then by the time tax rates rise dramatically over time, you've done all the heavy lifting, you then take those dollars out tax-free. And so our job is to make sure that we shepherd you through that process so that you can maximize your after-tax income in retirement.